Hello and welcome. We are back once again for another week of Tour Sorel Racing. It is Sunday evening, folks, and here we are. We are at the circuit du Paul Ricard Le Castellet in France, and it is qualifying time. And here for this week's commentary am I, as always. Well, last week I wasn't, but that doesn't matter. And alongside me is a familiar voice, but not in Tour Sorel Tier 2. It is Tara. Hello.
Hello everyone, this should be a fun time, shouldn't it? We got 14, why do we only have 14 drivers? Oh my goodness.
That's actually more than usually. But, well, I mean, we only recently went to Tier 2. So, a thing the viewers can probably see if I didn't screw my settings up is the fact that there's some raindrops coming down onto the track. So we're basically gonna have a one-shot qualifying here. Track is gonna get wetter and wetter, and after that you couldn't even improve with the rocket ship. So everyone's gonna try and be as quick as possible in the one lap they're going to get in relative dryness.
I must inform you that there's a black screen on the stream.
Oh, why?
Hey.
Oh,
So
because I changed to
radio
DX12
commentary
again.
Oh dear, Timo, it's very sad. Thank you, Hagrid, for letting us know. We have the race to get out of the pits. It was won by NJJ, who is trying his very best not to invalidate in the first sector. We got Cursed following him as well, and we got a couple of other drivers behind. We got one of the Renaults, which is either XDXP or Nico Rosbot, and a bunch of drivers trying to get out as fast as they can. Some people who made the wrong decision include Noel and Ingenio and Satoshi, who are not on the soft tires.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's gonna be the wrong decision, also kind of depends on what the rain is gonna do in the race, I think. I mean, you can
Yeah,
get
I mean,
away with
it
that,
could rain in the race.
but you kind of want the softs in these conditions. That is true.
Yep, you certainly do. You're going to be
As
many
NJJ
seconds slower without them.
NJJ runs really wide here now. He's maybe gonna get into Kirst's way. Yeah, Kirst is compromised
Oh,
here, but
no.
NJJ, well, luckily for Kirst, spins out here, and he's gonna get his lap invalid for sure. So, yeah, that's him out of the running. Oh, I think he slowed down enough to not get it invalidated. That was a clever move because if someone else is invalidating, never mind, he's got into the pits. Okay. But anyways, Kirst is gonna cross the line here, and the line, yellow flags in sector 3, the line he set, the lap he sets is gonna be a 34.4, and there you can see how slow the track is. Nico Rosberg bot comes in with another 34 as well as Justin, and so this is probably like the consistent pace, and considering the fact that I expected these drivers to do like high 30s, maybe low 31s, especially in the first runs, you can see how slow the track is.
Oh,
like
and further back we
seconds.
got Luca and a Haas. It's Inferno Koi side by side. They're actually battling in qualifying. They're both on hot laps, and Luca trying to get alongside. He pushes his way past
He's on
Inferno.
the inside! Incredible
Oh, yeah.
scenes! Anyways, so he's pushed his way past, and that's gonna...
Inferno into the wall in a big way as well down the front straight. So
you can't put
he
it
gets called out
onto
for
the
both of
timing
them.
board, and that, well, okay, he put it in P8 here. Out of Noel, Ingenio with P5 for the moment, so Nico Rosbot is on provisional pole. I've seen he's not the slowest driver, I've practiced against him in the past. And, so, yeah, he's got a good shot. Justin's lap is decent as well, Kirst as well, and Wimpy, worth a mention. He might be 1.5 seconds off of here, but he has managed to set a lap that is reasonably competitive, unlike everyone behind him, so deserved P4. And now DRS is disabled, so I think we actually come to the end of qualifying here. I mean,
Pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
there are 5 people who
five.
haven't set a lap.
Yeah, they will.
So,
But-
yeah, they may as well set a lap on the intermediate tires. I think Satoshi and Furious are going to do just that right now. But yeah, I think that's our grid. I think Nico Rosbot's on pole.
I agree, I don't think anyone can do anything about this unlike some funny drying up happens. But I don't think so. So, yeah. Falco and NJJ now on the outlaps. Falco, NJJ obviously having been kind of unlucky with going off track in the last sector, just over pushing it that little bit. When caution was really the name of the game, as Todo joins the session for very interesting reasons. Got yellows, and that is a Ferrari off track, and it is Luca. Let's hope he doesn't get queued for that, because he's in a very
Falco's
weird
struggling
place.
big time as well. He gone very wide there on the entry to the long straight, so lots of drivers finding it really treacherous in the wet conditions.
Do you have an eye on chat? Maybe there's someone who can give us the weather forecast for the actual race. Even though I think it will probably be dry. I think.
Yeah, I can see chat. Let us know in chat if that is the case. If whatever the weather is, let us know if you can. We got 8 hardy souls watching 2 SLR Tier 2 this afternoon.
May their souls be blessed.
So yeah, lots of people in the pit lane right now. A couple of people out on dries, a couple of people out on inters. Inters definitely look like the tires to be on.
Yeah, I think Falcon Agent and JJ might actually just pit in here again, because you're not gonna set a quick lap like that. You're gonna be slower than Satoshi and Furious for sure. So I think they will head into the pits again. Yes. So I think that's. So I think qualifying is going to go on for like 4 more minutes, and then everyone's gonna retire just about.
And NJJ has decided to entertain us all by trying to do a lap on the dry tires. So good luck to NJJ. He's gonna need it.
Okay, let's look at this hot lap. You should break up the 250 here. He stresses his braking point and overshoots because he didn't break up the 250. Should have listened to me, really. That one's on him. Anyways, now he gets back on track. Let's hope he doesn't get into the way of that Renault in the background. 100 is a bit ambitious, isn't it?
I think the track is kind of a guideline at this point. I think he's sort of just trying to wrestle control of his car and like head in the generally right direction.
I think his car is steering him more than the other way around. But
yeah, I think so.
As XTXP goes past here in a car that actually does what he wants it to do. Well, I mean, as much as a car in the rain can do that. So
Justin in chat says dry start, but then wet mid to end. So
that is very interesting. Well, I think then Ingenio is probably in the best position right now. And that indeed is not the track NJJ. I get you're a big Blancpain fan or something. But even they don't take that layout specifically, so...
Now then, the flat right-hander is going to be fun. Is he going to slow down? Let's find out.
No, he's gonna...
Oh, he just sort of lifts a little bit, gets understeer. Oh,
that was glorious.
That was fine. That was fine.
Major congratulations, he didn't die. He looks like he wants to step on the gas tonight. What is it?
Oh. It's a struggle.
I think he's intentionally drifting right now. Just feels the heat of the camera being on him. I can hear the initial D title theme playing in the background here.
Alright, NJJ made it back to the pits, which is an achievement in itself, to be fair.
XTXP made it to the start-finish line on intermediates, and now he's gonna do... now he's gonna present his attempt on a lap time in the intermediates. I mean, I'm gonna expect that he's gonna be able to, like, get where... Infernakoi? Like, between Luca and Infernakoi is where I expect this to go.
I don't think so, actually. I think he'll be slower than everyone. Satoshi's done a 44.6. I would expect that to be about the lap time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That is probably true.
You consider that a dry lap.
Yeah, 10 seconds. 10 seconds is right.
Yeah.
Well, my calculation was completely dry is like a 30, so like wet is gonna be like a 40. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's probably slightly more than that. I think generally on the shorter tracks it's sort of 10 seconds-ish. On the longer tracks like this one, it's sort of a bit more like 12, 13, 14, something like that.
Also, Sector 3 is very
you need grip for that.
Yeah. So that's gonna cost you a lot of time. Disproportionately more. Satoshi gonna start from P10 by the looks of it. At least he's getting the free choice of tires, which might be an advantage in the end, like in the race. Maybe if you can... Ooh, sliding is XTXP. Maybe if you can get your tire choice to carry you to the rain that is forecast as of now. That means you're gonna be able to skip one pit stop on everyone who's starting on soft. So I think it actually isn't too bad for those who missed out qualifying, because it's worth a pit stop to start behind everyone as XXP. So it's a 46-0, so he's 1.4 off of Satoshi, but we saw it. I mean, there was some little mistakes on that lap, and I would personally hope people were gonna retire now because as you can, I mean, yeah, that was a perfect example. The track is just absolutely horribly slow right now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people out on inters towards the front of the grid. I mean, it's useful race practice if nothing else because you can go out and you can do some cycle laps on into this. It is going to be raining later on in the race, so you may as well go out and do some laps. I can see why they've done that.
Oh yeah, I can too. I just don't want to see. But okay, there goes Satoshi. Falca and JJ have not put their laps in.
Well, Falco's coming to finish his lap now, and it looks like a reasonable lap. He might be ahead of both Satoshi and XTXP here.
And it is P10. Yes, it is. 0.6 of a second. So that's a good lap. Satoshi not a bad driver, so if you're going to be 0.6 ahead of Satoshi, that is an accomplishment. I mean, we don't know how Satoshi's lap was still. So something to be at least a little bit proud of. As he now parks it, of course, because it is raining and he doesn't think he's going to improve. So XTXP probably coming to the pits here. NJJ starting his hot one. Let's watch another lap of NJJ. I think this is going to be less hilarious than the last one, unfortunately. Oh no, it looks like he's actually driving.
Yep, I think he managed to do the first couple of corners pretty well. That was nice and solid.
Yeah, it looks really good now. Very calculated, like none of these little slips on traction or lockups you usually get. And I think NJJ is a no assist driver because he also drives an SLR Tier 1, so I would expect him to not use any assists. Ooh.
Yeah, judging by that throttle trace, he's definitely not using traction control, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, shout out to him. Driving in the rain without assists is always tough. Because you just make one mistake and everything is gone, everyone else just floors it. And that is...
Oh no, NJJ.
Oh, that was unnecessary, you don't need to push that much.
Yeah. That's the end of that lap. And he'll be maybe doing another one, I don't know, he's turned his hybrid off.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
Oh. Just about made it. Was very invalidated on his dry lap. He was actually the first out of the pits, NJJ, so he was in a really good position at the start of qualifying.
Yeah.
Couldn't hook it up.
Didn't work out. Because he made that mistake, he went off there in front of Kirst, I believe.
Yep.
So, coming across for another lap is the Toro Rosso of NJJ. Inferno Koi also... No, he's not still running. Inferno Koi, Turkey, and XTXP are the others still driving. Furious has decided to not even bother, and NJJ almost losing it there. Needs to calm down a little. That's not going to bring him anywhere.
Here we go, did not chop the inside of turn 3, so no invalidation so far.
And, whoa.
Oh, that was really close, he got away with it.
He's really pushing his luck right now. Didn't work on the last lap, so maybe it does this time.
Oh, it's nice not having to worry about the camera. I can do whatever I like.
I hate it. I mean, I like that I have the camera because I think it's a role where I'm better, but also I get why Bance always says, oh, I love for you to do the camera, because then I can sleep and look at chat.
Okay, we've made it to the second intermediate split without invalidating. My goodness.
Can you not jinx it, please? For poor NJJ.
This is NJJ's nemesis corner.
It really is. Now he needs to remember that this is a right hand, and he did.
Well, other than turns 1 and 2, this has been a reasonably solid lap from NJJ. Oh no, the commentators.
What have you done?
Rip, and he retires.
This is all your fault. You should feel horrible. As XTXP is trying to get himself to P11. Go, go.
Maybe even P10 if he hooks it up. Although it looks like heavy rain, to be honest. I don't know if it's still
Kinda
only light rain.
does. Yeah. Also, what is Turkey doing? Oh, he's gonna come across, and I'm afraid he won't improve. Sorry for spoiling that. It's a 48-7, so
Close. Close.
yeah. I mean, it was almost, you know, not 14 seconds slower. But that is fine, because it's raining horribly. So, and you can just see there's no track grip here.
Yep, it's definitely a struggle. XTXP.
And he's so much down. I don't think this session is gonna improve. He'd probably be best off to just throw himself into a wall right now.
Well, he's got one more go if he wants to try and get that P10.
I doubt he can, but track is... The conditions are just horrible.
Yeah, it looks really wet, doesn't it? I think it's probably full wet. Rather than inters now.
Yeah, it is. He is. I mean, his splits indicate that, and I think he must have noticed. There's some point where I realize, okay, wait, this is not my fault anymore. And that moment has not come for him yet. Well, I mean, as you said, potential practice for the actual race.
Yeah, he's going to make it across the line, so he's going to get to do another lap.
He lost another 2.5 seconds without any major horrible mistake.
Yep.
Yeah. That goes on to show you. That looked like a tight turns 1 and 2.
Just watching Turkey at the end of his lap. He's not going to improve either. Shock horror.
He's also running 0 ERS just probably to get the traction in. Which is a reasonable thing to do in the wet. I hope it doesn't rain like that into Cyril. I'm gonna be very much in trouble.
Well, we have the added safety net of the coin flip in tier 1, but not in tier 2. So these guys having to cope with wet conditions. Turkey crosses the line. He's gonna start P6.
XTXP, watched by everyone. As he goes through the Mistral chicane. Through the last sector. And it's not going to be any surprise that he's not going to improve here. I don't know. Brain driving is kind of a tough case. What assists do you think he's running?
Just having a look at the throttle. Yeah, I think certainly not traction control. Being very gentle with the throttle and still almost losing the car.
I think he might be using traction control. You can't full floor it in the way of traction.
In 5th gear, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not on the tires. Maybe not on the wrong tires.
Yeah. So this is our final grid order for the race. It hasn't really changed in recent times, and it is Nico Rosbot on pole position ahead of Justin. And then it is Cursed Wimpy is in P4, and Ingenio is in a very good position because he has got medium tires. So if there's gonna be rain, medium tires can last, like, I mean, with the added qualifying, like 18, 19 laps. So chances are he's gonna make it towards the rain, and then
and
he
might not.
Yeah, exactly, and then he might be able to skip a pit stop, and especially like, just from what I can see on the track right now, it doesn't look like it's dark yet, just a little overcast, so I imagine we're gonna get the rain like halfway through the race. And the softs are I mean, you do like 2 laps on the softs and then you just want Bono to change your tires because they're squealing in pain every time you ride through to sector 3.
Yep, they certainly struggled with the softs, so it might have been a big brain move to go onto the mediums in qualifying.
Yeah, by Cursed, that is. I'm gonna get crashed out next week for that, but it's worth it. Let's hope we have a formation lap. Okay, we do.
We do. Wow.
You can't rely on these things nowadays, can you?
It's a dry start to this race, and so the people who are on, and everyone at the back, deciding that mediums are the tyres for them. Falco having to go on the hards because he qualified on them.
I mean, he's definitely making the rain if there is some. So maybe someone does a voice chat with them and can give us a better prediction on the rain.
Wet around lap 13, says Justin. So
Lap 13. Well, then the soft runners are out of luck. So
probably, yeah. I mean, you have to go pretty slowly on the softs if you're gonna keep them that long.
at that point, you might also just pit.
Yep, you may as well just pit. Maybe even, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you just pit for the mediums, don't you?
Yeah, if
So
I
maybe you
was
can
a
go-
soft runner here, I would do only like 5 or 6 laps on them, and then go to
Yeah.
mediums and push as much as I can.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, Ingenio and Noel, and maybe Falco as well, really good position in this race. But there's always the potential for chaos. Tier 2 in 2 SRL isn't quite the Thunderdome.
But
Rain
it
in
is a
15 minutes.
Thunderdome. We usually don't get 17 reports in one race, but but Baku was kind of a nightmare.
So if the rain's starting in 15 minutes, so presumably it's going to take a little bit of time to get the track to be into conditions. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think the
sounds
mediums
about right.
are the tyre.
Oh wait, did I say Coast? Never mind, Coast isn't on mediums.
He
Yeah,
is not on mediums, unfortunately.
Yeah, I confused the Red Bulls there for some reason.
Kirst is going to try and stretch. Good luck to Kirst. If you drive very, very gently, you can get 9 or 10 laps out of the softs.
And by you, we mean Terra. Anyways, so, the start is upon us, and it is turns 1 and 2 in France, and they are left, right, quick change in direction, and there can be a lot of carnage there. Can we get a camera angle? We can. And it is 5 red lights, and it's lights out, away we go. I think Justin got the jump on Nico Rosbot there at the start. I think he got... Oh, never mind, he didn't. Probably on traction there in the end. Nico Rosbot looks like he's well ahead into turn 1. Maybe the Red Bull on the inside. No, Kirst. Swords in behind, but now on the outside of Justin, trying to make a move, and it looks like he has done so. He's running side by side with him. The next one is going to be Justin, but Kirst has got his nose ahead. Who's going to break later? It is Justin. So... positions unchanged at the front. Wimpy still in P4. Luke has made his way to P6. He's ahead of Turkey. They're still running side by side, but that was a clean start so far. So respect goes out there now as we head to the Mistral Straight. Is anything close at the front? Justin that racer barely in the slipstream that totally exists and is definitely OP. And he goes... I chose his nose to the inside there. Maybe he just wants to see the racing line, but yeah, nice start. And Noel and Turkey are apparently fighting. The camera angles aren't too kind on us right now, are they?
Yeah, good stuff from the Tier 2 boys. Good start from pretty much everyone. We got side-by-side action into
Falco.
Senior with Falco and Inferno. Falco having to back out of that one.
Some cars all over the place in the...
Yeah, Ingenio made a
Bosse?
mistake, I think, and Luca a little bit deep there, almost running into the back of Wimpy, but did not run into the back of Wimpy. So clean start from the Tier 2 boys. XTXP is marooned off the back. Something happened to him. Didn't
Yeah.
exactly see what, though.
And it looks like Lucas just got a good run on Wimpy. Kinda... Yeah, he took the last corner very well, and now he's looking to the inside of the McLaren in his Ferrari. Can he... No. He can't, but it is DRS-less times for now. Maybe if he gets a very good run, he can do something before lap 3, but lap 3 is when we expect the real action to set in.
Yep, certainly is. So the soft runners at the moment obviously are going to be a little bit faster. That is the tyre to be on right now, but as soon as they start to overheat...
Oh, Justin really close to Nico.
Yeah, I think Nico made a mistake there in the right-hander, so Justin now gonna make his move.
He goes to the outside because Nico took a very early defensive line. Now Nico going further to the inside to defend his line, and I think it might work out as Justin outbreaks him there on the outside so he can sneak through, and I don't think he expected that. I certainly didn't, so that's a very nice move from Justin, already up into the lead of the race before the DRS even becomes a thing. So yeah, good stuff from him. Now the question is, can he run away with this? And oh, Wimpy looks like he's struggling there. Maybe he runs a little wide. Luca's got his nose in, and I think Luca's got the position here. They are still running side by side. Next one is inside line for Wimpy, and yeah, he's defended that one. Maybe a lot of... Yeah, the run of Luca was a lot better as he goes half off track there. Now he's going to be very wide, but I think he's going to make it stick here. Still side by side, going strong, the two of them. Over the start-finish line, and Luca's actually claimed the position now. Ingenio also on the mediums. He's going very well on these mediums early on when they shouldn't be that much of an advantage. And he's outbraking Wimpy on the outside there. And Wimpy loses 2 positions in the span of 2 sectors. He's not going to be happy with that.
He does. He's going to try and get him back.
Ooh, yeah, don't get your nose in there. He didn't. So that's good. But Ingenio, the 2 H-Tar boys, are making up positions. Both squeeze their way past the McLaren in very good fighting.
Yep, good stuff. Noel as well lurking. He's on the medium tyre, so he's going to be in a good position in the longer term. We got the 4 up front, pretty close to each other as well. Milos all over the back of Nico Rosberg, and have a look down the inside into the chicane. Is he going to try and outbrake him? He does. Yoinks across the first part of the chicane. That will certainly have been a warning.
And they're still running side by side towards Senior, and I mean, you can run side by side there, but there must be respect given. If anyone takes a slightly weird line, there's going to be carnage. And in this case, now Luca follows through, and Nico Rosberg loses 2 positions at once, and Wimpy is the one who goes off in the background there. And he's come back on track in P7 just behind Noel, so he's dropping down the order a little. Someone went off, that was Turkey, so he's been dropping. I think he started in P6, and now he finds himself behind. And Kirst has been passed by Luca, and that was quick, and there's already a bit of a gap, so I assume there was a problem for Kirst.
Yeah, Nico Rosberg really struggling. He's been passed by 2 cars or 3 cars in as many corners almost, and he's got Ingenio all over the back of him now as well. But Luca forcing his way through to 2nd place, so Luca on the move, only a 1.5 seconds behind Justin, who seems to have made a break.
The question is, has Luca got the pace to get him? Oh, Ingenio. Things are going very well for him, but he probably picked up a warning there, even though he slowed down quite a fair bit, and now he might actually be under threat by Noel when it comes to the Mistral straight. It all depends on this run here. It's a very tough section to run behind someone. Not much here as in real life, but it always kind of stretches out in that corner combination. Then you have to be close to make a move on the straight into the chicane, and that didn't happen for Noel here, especially because Ingenio is getting dragged along here. NJJ has made a pass on Inferno Coil, which we did not see. And
Noel, it's just down the straight. The medium runners really starting to make tracks now on the soft runners, and Noel trying to get the better of Ingenio, but in the end turns his hybrid off and decides to wait for a better opportunity.
I mean, this might be actually our battle for a net lead of the race. And up front, Luca has gained 3/10 in that lap, so he looks like the quicker of the 2 guys in the fight for the actual lead of the race.
Yep, Satoshi and Furious side by side in the long left-hander. Satoshi just about getting the better of that one by the looks of it. Oh, sorry, Furious getting the better of that one. Satoshi is in the racing point, so Satoshi getting squeezed out wide, and he's going to have to wait to make moves. And we're at the end of lap 4, and you mentioned that were you in this situation on the softs, you might pit.
Oh, Ingenio and Nico Rosberg are fighting side by side through turn 1, and Nico Rosberg very squeezed up on the curb there, and that gives him a very bad run, making Noel, enabling Noel to just slip through and gain the position up into P5. So the 2 medium runners are going very strong. Go on.
Yep, they certainly are, but I wonder if the soft runners are going to pit anytime soon. We saw in chat that maybe Kirst is thinking about stretching as Noel gets himself 3 seconds. We saw that early on the exit of that left-hander, so that's the first penalty of the race. Noel is the one to get it. Going to be a few more of those, I think, before the end.
I also wonder what is going on with Satoshi. I heard he's had he's had a trouble time last time out in Canada, but yeah, he's not running very well right now, and I know he's quick, so something must be
Well, I just wonder if he's turned his ABS off.
Oh, that is true. I think he
going
has.
to.
Oh, someone very well off track. That is Wimpy. He rejoins just behind it. Fonokoi Satoshi. That was. Oh wow, yeah, that was a little. Yeah, Wimpy got it all wrong. Then he rejoined the track, and then.
Wimpy spun as well. So Wimpy spun in the left-hander, so he's really struggling on those tires. I wonder if he's going to pit at the end of this lap. I wonder if anyone's going to pit at the end of this lap. You really need to.
Oh, there's a massive scrap
control of the car
on the start-finish straight right now. It is the two Red Bulls, and they are both heading into turn 1, followed by another actual red car in the form of Noel, and Ingenio just passes Cursed without much resistance, and now maybe Cursed can make the break Ingenio really wants here from Noel, as Noel might be his closest challenger considering the potential rain coming in as Noel. Wow, he absolutely sent it there. So that's that. I don't know about that. That was quite ambitious. Off track even.
Yep, so Kirsten, Nico Rosberg going backwards a little bit. Luca has caught Justin meanwhile.
Yeah,
Luca keeping those soft tyres nice and cool. And he's able to challenge for the race lead, having started a little way down the field. He started 6th. So good
Cursed.
stuff from...
Oh, you can't do that, I'm afraid. And Wimpy is off. Wimpy is parked on the straight there, but we have some side-by-side action, so I couldn't really put my camera on it. Yeah, Wimpy is just slow, and I don't know why. So he probably spun or something, as Luca has a look on the outside of the race. Let's hope everything goes well for Luca and Justin here. As
It's raining. It's raining.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, definitely raining. Can see raindrops.
I can't.
Don't know how long it has been raining. I think it's just started.
I can see raindrops. Yeah, indeed. So I think if I was a soft runner now, I'd stay out. Yeah, probably like try and get them to like.
Oh, and a rear end. That was Noel on Cursed, and Cursed spinning.
Rejoining the track, and Inferno Koi barely avoids him. You only saw the tail end of that one. That didn't look too good. And Luca and Justin, now the inevitable happened, and Justin has been overtaken. So I think the rain came a little early here.
Nico Rosberg pitting for intermediate tyres.
No,
that is much too early for intros.
Yeah, that is. I don't think that was good. Maybe he should drive in the Ferrari.
So yeah, he's going to be struggling. Furious cuts across the first part of the chicane, although the drivers are struggling now. So I wonder if the rain is coming a little bit sooner than expected, and if it's going to be worse than we thought, sooner than we expected. Justin on Luca for the lead, meanwhile.
He's got the outside line, but the DRS didn't make the difference this time. Luca going a little bit deeper, so Justin can try and set him up for a move, but he doesn't effectively. NJJ and Furies are having basically the same fight, and Fernakoi and Cursed are also having the same fight, but this one ends a little different as Cursed punts it to the side of Infernakoi there by the looks of it. Falco trying to get himself involved as well, and now with the track getting wetter and wetter, I don't think running side by side into Senior is a good idea, and they don't, luckily.
He's got 3 seconds as well in all of that, so he got the place.
Infernokoi's car doesn't really fancy doing what Infernokoi wants to, and it shows he's spinning there. Yeah, he goes off track, and he doesn't recover from that soon. I don't know what happened there. That was quite the weird one. Car just went to the inside and then it didn't stop. As Ingenio and Luca both pitting, and I think that's too early, isn't it?
Is it? No, I think they might have got the call. It might be time.
Okay,
for
probably.
Intermediates.
Probably.
Which means that in that case, Nico Rosberg not in such a bad position after all. They're both going on to intermediates. Everyone pitting now except for a couple of people.
XP speeds in the pit lane.
Yeah.
NJJ is ahead of. Oh right, no, he has to.
So the two Mercedes, there's the DRS disabled. So lap 8, the soft runners made it. Or most of them made it, certainly.
Yeah. So who got held in the pits is a question. I think Cursed got held.
Well,
by
the bad news for Furious is that he's got Justin ahead of him, his teammate. So he's going to be really struggling now with that. He's going to be held in the pits. He's going to have to double stack, I think. But you can see how bad it is now for the dry runners. It's very, very treacherous out there. They're going to lose a lot of time to the people who pitted for Inters.
Yeah, it was certainly the wrong call. I have, yeah, I mean, that wouldn't happen to me, generally.
We've got some drumming in the background with speculation that might be Slash LP's heartbeat in chat, but
Is there drumming here?
there was, yeah. Oh, spinning is Turkey. Turkey on the soft tires. He weighs third at the moment. That's because he's not pitted yet, but
Oh
just how
boy,
treacherous
yeah,
it
he's
is.
being caught by Luca already. Oh,
And
please
Justin
get out the way!
was on
Oh no!
Did he spin? Oh,
Oh no, they had the moment where you're in public and you try to avoid a stranger and you just step in the same
Oh, dear.
direction. And then that's what happened between the two of them, but I didn't... How is Luca's... Okay, yeah, Luca's front wing isn't fine. He's lost the right end plate. I was
okay.
gonna ask. It looked like it was fine, but it isn't.
Might not be too bad in the wet. We'll see if that hurts his pace, but Lucas certainly in the net lead of the race now. Justin putting the intermediate tyres on. Furious having to double stack behind him. He's going to put the inters on as well, but both of them are going to have lost out a lot because they pitted a lap too late.
And Ingenio's gonna be the man to follow Luca.
So yeah, Luca, Ingenio, and then NJJ in P3. Justin didn't lose as much as maybe I thought he would. He's in P4 and in a reasonable position actually, so he's got NJJ in front of him. I'm sure he'll be hoping to make short work of him. Feels a little bit strung out now.
NJJ kind of came out of nowhere, didn't he? Like, I mean, he did completely bottle his qualifying, and then just by keeping it clean through the little bit of struggles everyone had, he managed to sneak himself up into P3. I doubt he's gonna last there for long now that Justin is charging behind him. But still, I mean, that is a commendable effort by him. Now maybe the upbraking maneuver by Justin, and it looks like it is a done one. And NJJ tries to do the cutback, but unfortunately Justin gets his car positioned just right, so he doesn't have free rein over the line he wants to take. Now the slipstream.
Could see him thinking about it. Oh, Justin!
Oh, Justin!
Oof. You don't want to see that if you're the car behind. The car in front having a moment like that.
Depends. Oh wait, Ingenio's passed Luca. Luca must have made a massive mistake.
Yep, he has.
They were 4 tenths apart coming into Sector 3. You don't overtake in Sector 3.
I don't know if Luca's struggling. I'm just going to ride on board with Luca to see what the grip situation is for him. It doesn't look too bad.
Oh! Yeah, it really doesn't, Tara. Did you know that NJJ is on a very good qualifying lap? Anyways,
I just wonder how much understeer he's got in that Ferrari. I'm going to watch him do turns 1 and 2 here. Yeah, it's a little bit understeer. He's struggling to turn it in, but I don't think he'd lose that much time with that.
no, let's close behind NJJ. I think he wants to get past this soon. Satoshi gets a penalty. Don't really want to do that. And Ingenio already... Well, I mean, there's no DRS left, but if there was, he would be out of the window now. So, yeah, good job from him clearing Luca already, but the front wing damage will have helped here. And that is an interesting line taken by both NJJ and Noel, both of them on...
Yeah, Noel trying to force his way past. He is going to be able to get past here, I think, with the slipstream. As Inferno Koi leaves the session, unfortunately, so P11 for Inferno Koi, and he's going to go backwards now with the AI.
And he goes through. Is Nico Rosberg able to maybe slip through as well? No, he isn't. I mean, you can't do that crazy sort of stuff in the race, in the rain. I saw a little chance for him.
No DRS, of course, so it's a little bit difficult.
Oh no! Yeah, he gets it a little wrong there on the outside. Suddenly Senior seems like a corner, doesn't it?
Yep, it definitely does now. NJJ, again, his nemesis corner. Really struggles with that right-hander. He did manage to get through this time.
It is a very horrible corner. I mean, not horrible, but it is challenging. Let's say it like that.
Nico Rosberg now all over the back of NJJ. Luca pits, yeah, changing his wing.
Yeah. I don't know if it cost him like a second per lap. I doubt it has. So
Yeah, I doubt it as well, but
maybe he just
roll the die.
wants to feel comfortable in his car, or
yeah.
that's probably the thought process here. Or maybe he's just making mistakes and they're going to cost you. And NJJ, speaking of mistakes, gets turn 2 all wrong, so he's tumbling backwards. And down into P5 now as the Renault has slipped past him. The next one on the list is the Toro Rosso of, never mind, the Alfa Romeo of Falco. And then behind him it's Cursed, who is recovering from the tough luck he had. I think, yeah, he was in that incident I caught the tail end of. And
Yep,
also
he was.
got double stacked by Ingenio. Furious is our first retirement of the race, and I don't know what happened
And that's
there.
a safety car.
Was that
Safety
a
car. Oh, he
force-
crashed on the. Yeah, he did the old ice wind.
Oh, he did the Vinny as well.
He
Yeah.
crashed. Yeah. He crashed on the exit of that left-hander onto the main straight. So that is the end of Furious's race,
Oh
unfortunately.
no!
Oh no, gets himself a drive-through. That's really unfortunate for him. But we have a safety car in France. We thought perhaps it might happen at some point, and it has with the wet conditions. So Ice Winter's life is agony. Yeah.
Whoever just Steam PM'd me, if it's important for the broadcast, please write it in chat or PM Terror, because I cannot tab out, otherwise you're gonna get a black screen.
Yep. So there we go. Safety car. Ingenio into the pits. He's going to come in, I would imagine, for some fresh tyres. Only 3 laps on these tyres, but might be an advantage to pit. Furious leaves the session having retired, and yep, they are putting fresh into Zon. Nico Rosbot decides to stay out, along with Falco and Kirst. So it's those 3 now leading the pack. They're going to have a slight tyre disadvantage on the rest, though. Oh, NJJ and Satoshi both going under wets. That's interesting. So looks like we are expecting the weather conditions to get a little bit worse in the race as well.
That is weird. Why would you... I mean... I don't really remember any particular race where I had to make the call between intermediates and wets, and like... you don't have that clear-cut sort of DRS disabled thing to tell you have to pit now. You only have Jeff, and Jeff does talk a lot of shit when the day is long, so... I don't know. Maybe they got the call by Jeff, dude, you wanna get on wets, and they were like, sure. I don't know.
Or maybe it is going to get worse in the next few laps.
Yeah.
And they figure that rather than pit under green flag conditions, take a free pit stop, be a little bit slower now.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack, who is Jack? Jack is Jack Inferno Koi?
Yeah, Jack is...
Okay, he needs an invite if possible. I don't have him on Steam. So if somebody's in the session,
I mean, I could
don't know who's
quickly...
listening to us.
Bear
If
with...
you have him on Steam, then yeah, it probably is worth it, because we want to get people back in the race.
Sure. There you go. It is only a safety car, so I mean the black screen is fine in that case. So, I don't know, or maybe they also just saw the time, like the time slots you get at the start of the race strategy screen, and it said that it would go in like the last half of the race, it would go to, I'm getting a little echo here.
Sorry, I have to go for a second.
Okay. So maybe it said that... Why is there an echo? That's not good. I don't have a fix to that right now. That is probably terror. So... And Nico Rosbot pits, and he pits for wets as well. So maybe that's actually the way to go. That is curious. I don't know, so maybe they have played the field right now. Wait, who else went in? So Satoshi, Nico Rosbot, Wimpy. Wimpy's gonna get back into the race with this, isn't he? Like, he has some catching up to do, but I imagine he's gonna be able to do it with the pace of the safety car. So Wimpy is back into the race, and maybe with the wets he's He's pulled a sneaky on some people. Oh, severe collision! Luca's off track. There's a crash on the safety car. What is going on? Satoshi and Luca collided, and Satoshi got the penalty. And I imagine he's not. And Luca gets a penalty for getting warning on the safety car. That is mad. What has happened?
Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. What happened there?
I only caught the tail end of it, but Satoshi got a penalty for colliding with Luca on the safety car. And Luca was properly off track, and Satoshi's lacking front wing, so I imagine there's been some brake checking going on or something.
Yeah, very possibly. I don't know. So, yeah, they'll sort themselves out.
Two more
Looking at
drivers.
the weather, though, I was going to say, yeah, looking at the weather, this is definitely heavy rain. So, if the wets aren't better now, I think they will be soon.
This is turned wet so quickly. We're gonna get the safety car in this lap as Wimpy has made his way to the back of the grid. So he is able to actually drive this race as well. Inferno Koi has somehow passed Justin. That sounds right. Okay, great. No, Justin is back past. Wait, wasn't Inferno Koi like AFK for like 5 or 6 laps? How is he still in P5?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's been under AI control for a little bit, and if you're on the safety car, it's not such a problem.
But still. I remember him like going off in like lap 8, 9? I don't know.
Yeah, but he's certainly recovered well enough. He didn't pit under safety car either, as Falco
safety car restart. We're getting a horrible camera angle on board with Kirst here. But it is good enough to see that Falco has got a very much better start, and also that XTXP and Satoshi have gone into the pits. So Satoshi puts another time for the new front wing. I don't know if that was the right move, as H. Taluka shortly ahead of Turkey, and he cuts the track there because he got turn 1 all wrong. Justin on the restart looks hungry to go for Ingenio. Well, Falco's already cleared anyone, and behind him are the 2 Red Bulls charging, almost collision between Justin and Ingenio into that turn 5, that is. I think, yeah, turn 5.
Yep.
And now he's very close! Wow, a little bit wiggly on the rear there. Ingenio's car kind of wanted to get away from him, and Justin is passed, and he wants to get away from him as well. He's made the first step, which is get ahead. And now maybe into the Mistral chicane. Ingenio had a little look down the inside there, but it didn't do much. Inferno Koi being threatened by Noel, and Justin has made his way up to P3. And NJJ going strong in P7 on the wet tire compound. Noel on Inferno Koi looks a little bit quicker as of now. And Nico Rosberg has dropped the position to... has gained a position on Turkey, so... if that was completely normal going on, then that proves that the wets are at least on par with the inters, and at this point the weather is not going to get any better. So I think...
yeah, it looks like it.
Although... Inferno Koi! Inferno Koi got very sideways there, and he's lost the position to the Ferrari at last. So
but yeah, apparently it is drying up towards the end of the race, so it'll be lighter towards the end of the race. But at the moment, certainly us. Milos, what's happened to Milos?
I don't know. He's
very
gone
wide.
off. I thought he pitted. Wait.
Nope,
but he just.
did not pit.
I imagine he probably got some opposite lock into the last corner, and that got him off track. I imagine that's what happened. Or maybe, I mean, he's driving without ABS. Maybe he just locked up and went straight.
Yep. Very possibly. Luca on NJJ. Luca on the inters. NJJ on the wet.
Oh no! He was very off track. Now he has to be careful on rejoin as Nico Rosbot and Turkey has some respect distance given there.
Oh, and a little bit of contact as well between NJJ and Turkey, but NJJ.
Oh, Turkey!
Another day.
That's not an overtaking spot. What are you doing? He's putting his nose in there, and he comes together with NJJ, doesn't he? Oh, the camera angles are really great today, aren't they?
There was definite contact.
Yeah.
Wimpy's got to run on both of them.
And
these guys are going to be pretty wide, I think, here.
But the benefit of the slipstream is on Turkey's side. It doesn't do much if you get a bad run, though, so maybe now. Does Wimpy try and get 2 for the price of 1? No, he doesn't. He takes 1, which is the reasonable thing to do. But now, on the inside, there's a lot of space given there, and Turkey almost... yeah, Turkey's got him back. Imagine Wimpy might have a little bit better traction. And now he's giving it all of his ERS for the moment. Now he goes down to 0 ERS. Why? And Turkey yields. Wimpy catching a slide there. Just racing in the rain is so unpredictable sometimes. I just always think these cars are going to go off. But the drivers seem to have it under control fairly well today.
Yep, they certainly do. Nico Rosberg honing in on the back of Luca now as well. And Luca's catching Inferno Koi, so those guys are going to be together on track fairly soon, I would have thought.
Could say they are already as well. Up front, Justin has done his best to cut the gap to Falco at least in half. It's 5/10 now.
Oh, Luca's going to send one here on Inferno. Sorry, into turn one.
No, okay, he's not. He's not as over-eager. But now with a great run through turn 2, maybe something doing into turn 3. Can he outbrake him in the rain? He goes very tight, and I think, yeah, with enough respect given on Inferno Koi start, that was a clean move by Luca. So he's up into P5, and now he's gonna go try and hunt for the Red Bull car of Cursed in P4.
Yep, absolutely right. He's got 4 seconds to make up to Milos, who is 2 seconds behind his teammate. The front 3 still lapping, I think, faster than anyone, as Nico Rosberg now side by side down the Mistral straight with Inferno coming into the chicane.
I think he can outbrake him with the wet weather tires. Yeah, his car really stopped well there, I think. Like usually when you watch someone in the rain here, it gets a little slidier. I think the wet tires are the best tires right now. Maybe you can check the lap times.
Yeah, I mean they certainly are right now, there's no doubt about that.
And NJJ and Turkey are fighting. NJJ trying to convince Turkey that his tires are indeed superior. And I think he's done a good job of that.
And P2 and P3, Justin and Ingenio battling up front as well. Falco still has a lead, but the two behind him really going at it.
Always riding on life's edge, really.
Yep, absolutely right.
I mean, I think this is a track that has a lot of rain races in the games for some reason. I think they are decently good rain races. Because you still get some overtaking on the straight. It's just a little spicier with the added braking distance and the locking up chance. Like, there's worse tracks to get rain than France.
Yeah, no, there certainly are. Doesn't mean no overtaking like it does on a lot of racetracks.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. So it is fine that it gets a lot of rain. I think on the second season SLR Tier had on the last game, we had like, I think 3 races that all had exactly the same weather procedure. So,
well, I remember the last race that I did on 2018. That was 2SRL. I think season 5, maybe season 6. No, season 5. Season 6 was last season. And that was a lot of fun. That was a battle with Vance in changing weather conditions. He ended up winning.
Turkey. What happened to Noel, by the way? Why is he down in P10?
He served his drive-through.
Oh.
So he did that, and he's fighting his way back through. He was a long way off the back of Turkey. He's caught him up very, very quickly indeed. So Noel is pretty fast.
Doing a good job there.
Meanwhile, Nico Rosberg not really catching Luca now. And Luca is catching Cursed very quickly. So Luca giving it everything he can. He's got Milos ahead of him. As Falco pits, is he pitting for wets?
I don't know, that's interesting. I mean, you said it's going to dry up towards the end of the race. I imagine Inters are going to be... I mean...
Yeah, it's an interesting decision.
I mean, if you
I
haven't
don't know if
pitted
I like
yet,
it.
that is interesting. But he's putting on another set of Inters. So
Yep, he is.
maybe he couldn't just do the full race on Inters, and he's decided...
Yeah.
Because it's going to dry up, they're going to be the right choice. I imagine that's what happened here.
Very possible. And JJ also
wow,
pitting.
Gino. I thought he was going to hit the rear end of Justin there, but he didn't.
And JJ putting Inters on and changing his front wing.
Okay.
There was obviously some sort of an incident there that NJJ had. As Kurst gets himself 3 more seconds. I think that's 9 now for Milos.
That is unlucky. So, I mean, NJJ going on to Inters off of the wets now. Maybe it's getting drier again. That rain, I mean, if I ride on board, it doesn't look that atrocious anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe.
no, I think that's right. The 2 leaders, by the way, both on 2 warnings, so
Oh boy.
it'll be interesting as we come towards the end of this race. Nico Rosberg also on 2 warnings.
Looks like Luca's been gifted a position here almost. Even though Kurst has still got the inside line, so I imagine... No, he's... Oh no! Kurst yield! Yeah, he doesn't yield. He spins. I don't know if that was contact. I thought he yielded because I didn't see him coming on screen, so I thought he yielded, but then he just came sideways. So... Yeah, he spun, and that would have melted all of his tires as well. And he's down into P7, that is horrible.
Yep, with all those penalties too, so difficult race for Miloš. Getting the thin end of that particular wedge with Luca.
We're back to the Kurst we know. What? And Eugenio and Justin still running so close to each other. It's Kurst pits. Maybe even got front wing damage, but probably his tires just gained like 5% and he decided, well, I'm not going to make it to the end.
Yeah, and it seems like the guys who didn't pit, and he's putting wets on actually, is Kurst, so he's rolling the dice to see what is going to happen, but I think the wets might have had their day.
Yeah, I agree. I can actually see the track right now, so I mean, it's not that horrible anymore. Yeah, and Eugenio just looks like he's not quite quick enough to get Justin. I mean, they're both running at a considerable pace, but I think it's not enough on Eugenio's side to actually get close enough to make a move.
Well, he'll be hoping to force a mistake. They're both on 2 warnings, as I mentioned, so any sort of a slip-up from either of them means a 3-second penalty.
Not having a slip-up in the rain is a whole different challenge. Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
That's just casual driving. Oh, that wasn't a penalty. Okay, that looked like it might have been one, but it wasn't. So, fine on the side of Eugenio here. And Luca doesn't look like he's coming that much. Even though, just as I say that, the Delta just jumped like 3/10 in Luca's favor.
He is catching very fast as Luca, so he's on his way. And my heart skipped a beat there when Toto left the session, then I realized he wasn't actually the host, so no problem.
Miloš is. So. I think I know what the drumming in the background was if it was on my end, but...
Okay.
I should stop kicking my trash can.
Nico Rosberg pits from, what was P4? And he's putting Inters on, is he?
Yeah, fresh wets, so I mean, they must be bad now.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if I've ever really seen a league race of 50% going from clear to Inters to wet to Inters, so basically 4 stages of weather. I don't know if I've seen that before.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? We're going to have some interesting pit strategies at the end of this one. Some people have pitted 3, even 4 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna think it's Monaco with all the 5-stop starts.
Situation up front, still that the 2 leaders both on 2 warnings, separated by half a second with 7 laps to go, as Noel has disconnected.
We've lost him. I don't know if it was a disconnect. Or if he has just decided to say goodbye. But I imagine it's probably a disconnect. I mean,
he's offline on Steam.
He's got German internet after all.
I'll try and throw him an invite, but I don't think that's gonna work.
That happens if you live in telecom country. Anyways. Eugenio and Justin, I have a feeling Eugenio just gets... I mean, sometimes Eugenio gets closer to Justin, and I think he's a little bit quicker, but the points of the track where he's getting closer to him are exactly the point where he can't make a move. So I think that's what's holding him back right now. I think he could go quicker in a vacuum. It's Noel and Falco. Well, I mean, of course there's going to be a move as Noel is disconnected. So Wimpy is actually in P5 right now. I wonder what Wimpy's going to do, but if it's going to dry up more, he's got to pit.
As Falco is disconnected as well, so we've lost both Noel and Falco. Wimpy pits. Noel is back.
Cool. And Ingenio and Justin are super close to each other still, but you can just see through that section. I think it's turn 6 and 7, the one following being turn 7. You can't really be close to another car there, and Ingenio always gets a little wiggly on the outside, so he can't really put his power down enough to be close enough so the slipstream kicks in and he's actually able to make a move. And that is the reason he's still trailing him.
Yep, Justin doing everything right, putting his car in all the right places, getting the run on the exit of corners, and crucially, not picking up any more penalties, which is going to be very, very important as we come to the home stretch of this race. Yeah, Luca has, but looks of it, 2 penalties and 1 warning, so Luca is 6 seconds behind those guys.
Yeah, he's... Wait, 2 penalties?
Yeah, 2.
I mean, so he's effectively 9 seconds behind them.
Yep, he is.
Yeah, that's not good for him. Inferno running a very solid race. I just wonder how his tires are going to be at the end of the race.
Yep, 13 laps on the Inters. They're going to have to do, what, 20 laps?
Yeah, I mean, there is a safety car period in that. So.
Yep.
And Kurz gets another
3
penalty.
seconds
Well,
for
he was
Milos.
last anyways, and someone has spun, I guess. It's, I think, NJJ? No.
Justin is disconnected. So Justin, our leader, has disconnected. Obviously, some drivers having issues now with disconnections.
Steam? Are you, like...
Don't exactly know why. It does mean Ingenio is going to take over the lead of this race.
I'm gonna quickly try and give him an invite.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Who else disconnected?
Falco as well.
Falco. I don't have Falco in my friends list. So, I mean, okay, Justin's already rejoined, but that's cost him the position to Ingenio, and he's gonna be very frustrated about that. Especially how the situation has been. That Ingenio looked like he was a little bit quicker than Justin. I don't think Justin's gonna be able to get to close that gap again. Probably gonna lose out to Luca here. Yeah, Luca's coming, steaming down. Well, not even as instant. He's just going through him.
Justin's now back in the car.
Yeah.
Having just been overtaken by Luca, so he'll be hoping that Luca can manage to catch Ingenio. We've lost Turkey as well.
I don't have him in my friends list. So
Having all sorts of issues
I can't
here.
invite either of the alphas.
No, nor do I, unfortunately. So lobby issues at the moment.
Yeah, I mean that can't be a coincidence with the camera.
No, I don't think so. Maybe Steam, it may be an issue with people's internet, don't know.
Very unlucky though. I mean, you gotta feel for the guy who wasn't the... And Ingenio gets a penalty!
Oh. That's a big deal. And Justin won't know that yet.
Yeah, he won't. And he won't until the end of the race unless he passes Luca, which I think is unlikely. But the problem being that he is 3.3 seconds behind him. So... he has to be genuinely quicker than Ingenio now. And Ingenio has to absolutely push as much as he possibly can to stay ahead of Justin here, given that Justin doesn't get a penalty at this rate, which could still well happen.
Yeah, the gap is pretty close, and there's 4.5 laps to go. So Ingenio and Justin going to be battling. Of course, Justin's still on 2 warnings.
Turkey's rejoined.
Turkey's back.
It looks like Falco's actually also really driving, so that's good.
Okay, well that's good to know.
And
Nico
now he's
Rosbach.
fighting with Nico Rosbach, and who's gonna get the better into the braking zone here in the Mistral chicane? It is Falco. He stays ahead. I think he was ahead before, yeah. And I'm gonna change the intervals to leader here so we can see the direct gap between Justin and Ingenio. And it is 2.8 seconds right now, so at the moment, as it stands, Justin would win this race out of Ingenio, but he doesn't know, and he has to stay within that gap. And wow, Nico Rosberg with a lot of overspeed there, and it's sometimes hard to maneuver your car if you're a little bit quicker than someone in the rain and you don't want to crash into them in the fast section of this track. But he's done a good job of it.
Yep, absolutely right. So Nico Rosberg trying to make his way
Better
past Falco.
exit.
Oh,
Very much better exit. Falco got it all wrong there now. Oh, little bit of contact, but he topped the rear there of Falco. But Falco stays ahead, so there's very close hard racing going on between the two of them. For P6, that is. I don't know if it's actually for P6 because I don't know if there's penalties involved between the two. But they are giving us a good show right now.
yep, they certainly are. I'm just going to check the penalty situation. Falco has no penalties. Nico Rosberg has 2 warnings, but no penalties. So this is a real battle on track.
Yeah, impressive that no one's got a penalty yet.
Yep, Justin is well in range now of Ingenio. So it looks like he might win this race despite that disconnect. Luca is also going to catch Ingenio on track, but he's got 6 seconds worth of penalties.
It is, I mean, it is really impressive. I mean, France is a track where you collect a lot of penalties, but that can wait because now Nico Rosberg is on the outside of Falco. Can he get him cursed with another penalty? Wow, and sideways goes the Renault. They're still running side by side. Next turn is a right hand, and there's a little bit of contact front wheel to the rear wheel of Falco. He still stays ahead. Nico Rosberg is just struggling so much getting past him. We've got yellow flags, but I can't spot anyone slow. I don't know who it is. Maybe Wimpy? I don't know.
I can't spot anyone either. Wimpy looks like he's alright for the time being. I think Milosh's plan is to get himself disqualified, by the way.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe he tries to repeat his epic deeds of last season. Or not last season, the one before that.
Yep, he tries to do his fast lap time. Completely failing, of course.
And Luca showing us what he could have done had he not left the great job, Milos. He not left the track so much because he is well quicker than Ingenio, and it is 0.7 seconds. If they're going to end up fighting, that's going to cost Ingenio even more to Justin. But I think as of now, it is not to be expected that Justin is going to drop out of there just on pace. So there has to be something happening. For Justin to not win this race at this point, he's got it all to lose.
Yep, certainly does. So Justin looking at everything he's got, and worth bearing in mind that the penalty situation might not be. Actually, yeah, Justin's not going to get any more penalties, isn't he? Is he? Even if he cuts the corner, because he left the lobby and rejoined, so he's going to have that glitch.
True.
So that's unfortunate if that is the case. At the moment, he's well within range of Ingenio, and Ingenio. He did just need to keep it on track, keep it tidy, not get any penalties, but he got that penalty, and now he needs 3 seconds.
It just doesn't have his... right now.
No, and he's going to have his mirrors full of Ferrari as well very soon, with Luca making moves too.
Laps to go in this race. It's been fairly eventful, but also we only have one retirement, and Milos who's basically retired. So I mean, Tier 2 has had its troubles. I think, what was it? Spain and Baku have both been kind of atrocious, but since then I think they've bounced back well, and they got the memo. And they can't drive like this, and they are doing pretty well right now. I think most of the race, I mean, you could see in the driving that most of the drivers had it as a high priority to not crash. And it is showing in the fact that we have one retirement. I mean, still, there's got to be incidents, especially in the rain. Especially because, I mean, no one really actively practices for rain. So, you're going to be caught off guard and you don't really know what your car can do around other cars.
Yep, no, absolutely right. It's been a pretty clean showing, all things considering, from Tier 2.
Oh, Inferno! I jinxed it!
Oh, Inferno, has he done the ice wind? I have a feeling he's done the ice wind.
No, he has!
Oh, no.
I'm so sorry, Inferno Koi! He has been jinxed out of existence.
No more safety cars, by the looks of things either.
Yeah.
Which we're thankful for, because there's only a lap and a half to go.
Yeah, they disabled it at the end, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He gets a penalty, but that's not gonna matter. Driving
Nope.
in a void, basically.
He's
And,
17 seconds behind and some way ahead of NJJ as well.
last words between Falco, Nico Rosberg, Pot haven't been spoken yet. They are still going at it, and it looks like if you ride on board with someone, it looks like the truck could turn, could actually turn dry any second again. A fun ride.
Yeah, I think it is. It's not raining now, is it?
No, it's not.
So,
it's just a little bit of puddles and a little bit of water left. And Luca's obviously made a mistake because he's dropped like a second to Ingenio. Not gonna matter though, he wasn't gonna challenge for the victory anyway with the penalties he's got. But Justin has also dropped like 6/10 on Ingenio.
I was gonna say, is this a little bit sneaky of Luca here with his HTAR teammate?
You can't do that.
Is he trying to hold
They're
Justin up?
running.
so
Oh
that
god,
he
DRS
can
is enabled! And now they're running side by side, and that might actually cost Justin, but he's made the move, and that looked fairly clean.
Yep.
But the question is,
Certainly
it is 2.2 seconds, so think, yeah, had that not worked out, Justin. Oh, Luca! Oh, Luca! Luca!
Oh my goodness! How
was
did he
a
get away
slip.
with that?
I don't know. I
Has he got a
expect.
puncture? He's got a puncture.
He's
got
got
a puncture. That's the problem. So Luca with a puncture,
On the
and
last
is
lap.
that going to cost him on the last lap?
Maybe that's what happened to Inferno
Get
Corey.
around.
His tires were very old. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
it's a suspicious corner to die if... pushing through here are Falco Nico Rosbot. You can just see there's no grip on this track.
Yeah, no, there
That's gonna
certainly
be
is.
fun
And
times. We're gonna see...
the leader's crossing the line.
Gonna see the leaders crossing the line. It is Ingenio and Justin, but I think for now we can still
Oh, Luca spins! Luca spins into the wall from third place.
Oh!
He was pushing too hard with that
Where's
puncture.
Noel?
Is he going to be gotten by Noel? He
Oh.
might be.
He really might. Nico Rosberg is out of Falco, but that's not normal. I think we've missed that. Then we're running side by side
And
here.
another spin.
Oh, Luca and Noel gets the podium at last. Wait,
He
Ingenio's
does.
won. Why did Ingenio win? Oh,
I have a
probably
feeling that's the
displaced.
glitch, isn't it?
Yeah,
I have a
it's
feeling
a
that's the glitch.
I think it's Justin who's won this race.
Yep, I think Justin has won this race as
and
well.
Nico Rosbot gets the better. Oh wait, is Luke actually ahead of them? No, he's not.
No,
Nico Rosbot
Luca's
gets
still
P4.
going. He's out of fuel as well. So Luca, what a disaster at the end of this race for him. And he crosses the line as Milos spins into the wall and crosses the line as well. And now we are migrating host because Milos has left.
What did I see?
Ooh, what a chaotic end to this race. Wow.
We praise him too much. So, that was interesting. But I think, yeah, I mean, we saw Justin. I'm gonna check race director again, just to be certain that there's no funny bugs going on. No, he didn't get a single warning. And
Yeah.
after the transition to intermediates, so he doesn't have a penalty, and he clearly finished within the 3 seconds of Ingenio. So the bug made that difference. So we can call him the winner of this race, Justin. The very
Yep, I think
nice
so.
showing.
Is that his third win in a row in Tier 2?
Well, I mean, as a Tier 2 commentator, you would expect I would have watched the last race, but I actually haven't.
I think he won the last race. He certainly won Monaco.
Yeah, he did.
I think he won Canada as well. So I think it might be 3 in a row for Justin.
Yeah, it's going well. I mean, he's had a lot of criticism thrown at him at the start of the season. Like, at the times of Spain, some drivers weren't happy with him, and I don't quite remember Baku, but I think some drivers were unhappy with his driving style there too. But in the last 3 races, I mean, if it is right that he has won all of them, and he's certainly not really put a foot wrong, and then he deserves the praise for that, and has kind of gone on a little bit of a redemption tour.
Yep, absolutely. He's said to me a couple of times that he's working on being more patient, working on his racecraft, and seems to be paying off. 3 wins in a row for him. So he does take this one despite what the scoreboard says. Who's going to be our driver of the day?
Oof.
Man, I don't know. So I think we either give it to Justin or we give it to... I mean, we could give it to Ingenio as well, who drove a really good race. I don't know. Noel also a contender with that drive-through, getting third place anyway.
I saw at the end of the race that Ingenio had wing damage apparently, and Park Ferme's car had a broken front wing.
Ah,
So
okay.
that's probably what made Justin, what
Yeah.
enabled Justin to catch him.
Yeah, maybe.
So I mean, I assume Justin has probably gotten driver of the day in the past, if not in the past 2 races. I think he probably got it in Monaco.
Okay.
So like,
Well,
I mean, it's fair. I think both of them did probably about an equally good job. I mean, in the end, Justin came out victorious.
okay.
But I think it's fair to give it to Ingenio.
So Ingenio is our driver of the day. So good stuff from him. I don't know if we're going to be doing interviews. I need to do some practice.
We probably.
That's for sure.
How late is it?
It's 42 right now. So we have 18 minutes before the race is scheduled to start. I'm putting my wheel on my desk right now because Tier 1 race after this, if in case there's anyone watching who doesn't know that.
I mean, could be. We could do like one, or let's do just one. And
all right. Let's do just one.
Yeah. Are you gonna do it, Justin?
I don't know. I kind of want to practice. So. Could you do it?
Oh sure. So we're gonna move Justin in here, I guess, for the interview. Hello, Justin. You are on stream. So
Hello.
Hello. So, I mean, in the end, just to inform you, like, we are aware that there was probably a timing bug, so we just pronounced you the winner of the race. As, I mean, you didn't have a penalty, and Ingenio did, and you clearly finished within the 3 seconds at the end. So, yeah, this victory goes out to you, and so maybe you could run us through what happened in that race. I mean, there was quite a lot of chaos going on with all the different weather situations, and the strategy turned upside down like 4 times within 20 minutes, and it was very hard to keep track of. Maybe you could like tell us about it from your perspective. Tell us what happened. Give us some impressions.
Well, I knew that it would be a dry race, so I thought instead of going on the mediums, get a quick start on the softs. Managed to push as much as I can. I went actually 2 laps over what my pit stop recommended me because I really didn't want to waste a pit stop on softs and then, pit 2 laps later to go on intermediates. I kind of went a lap too much because it was raining. Everyone was going at inters, and then there was me and 2 other guys on softs, so I was really struggling. On the inters, I managed to catch up because of the safety car, thankfully. Everyone boxed in front, and it was just me and Ingenio. And then that DC really kind of made me mad. I don't know if you saw your DMs. I just
I know the feeling.
yeah, it was very intense. But then I saw Luke had a 6-second time penalty, so I knew I'd get at least 2 seconds. And once he crashed, I asked Jeff really politely, "Does the guy in front of me have a time penalty?" And then once I heard he said 3 seconds, I was so pumped up. But then as soon as I crossed the finish line, I'm like, what? And then I checked the stream, and yeah, it's probably just a glitch. So
yeah, it is the glitch. It is very reliable at doing dumb things and confusing everyone. So how was the racing out there today? How were your battles on track in the rain? Because I mean, Tier 2 has had some problems in the past with like the racing, but it looked fairly decent today. Were you involved in a lot of that, or like involved?
Well, I wasn't really involved too much because I was always at the front.
First world problems.
With the rain, I didn't really find it a challenge. I love racing in the wets. One thing that I usually do before every single race is, yes, I have time. I do 50 laps on dries and then 50 laps on wets in time trial, and that's basically my practice. Every Saturday I do that. So I guess it pays off. So I'm used to the wets.
I mean, yeah, that is quite impressive. Somewhere through the race, I mentioned that racing is gonna be a little bit unpredictable in the rain, as no one really practices for the wet. But that is interesting to know that you actually actively do. So I mean, at the moment where you see that there's wet weather, you must get excited and be like, "Ooh, this is my moment." Of what
Yeah,
weather it
indeed.
is. But today it really, I mean, today it paid off once again. So yeah,
Third
congrats
week.
on that drive. Next race is gonna be Austria, and I mean that is an interesting track. There's a lot of overtaking going on normally there. Do you like that track?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good at it, and hopefully I'll set my sights on a fourth win in a row since this is my third and a home Grand Prix win. So I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. I didn't have in mind that you're actually from France. So I mean that makes it even better then, I guess.
But yeah, it feels much better.
So yeah, congrats again, and good luck in Austria next week.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll see you in the interview room there as well, because it's going to be an epic race. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Okay, so thanks for joining us in the interviews channel, and
Well,
also
thank you for having me.
and also thanks to everyone for watching this race. I think it's been quite entertaining with all the different strategies and that sort of stuff. And now I would ask Tara for final thoughts, but his thoughts are probably, "Can you please not talk? I'm practicing."
No, it's okay. I did a 1 minute 30.9 in qualifying, in short qualifying. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be pole if I do that
Yeah,
in
yeah.
year one.
It
That's
is.
too quick for
I mean,
everyone.
that is 3 seconds up on the tier 2 pole. So I mean, you
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, that just shows the difference in class between me and everyone else. So yeah, that's tune in for the tier 1 race, folks.
healthy confidence on the other side of the Renault garage. We're gonna see. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I hope that's gonna be an equally interesting race, and yeah, see you either there or next week for 2 Sorel Tier 2. Thanks. Goodbye.